All right. Serious and selling this bodybuilding muscle talk. What's up, Big J?
What up?
How is I Prevail Subs doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good, dude. We do well. We got to look. I'll never say we're doing too good because there's always room for growth.
Of course.
But we're we're growing. We're constantly growing and getting good feedback and retailers do well. The website does pretty good. For a newer website, but the company in whole is we're sustaining.
Yeah. No, and the reason why I asked that is because I know people are going to think, oh, he's your friend. He's always on the show. But honestly, it's getting to the point where like you're the only company I use because the pre-workout is excellent. And that sleep aid you have, Dream Chaser, is I use it every night.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
fantastic.
Yeah,
It really is.
Well,
And
did I have, and like I said, I've talked about this before, but when I create a product, you know, um, there's enough shit out there that doesn't work. So if
yeah.
I'm going to spend the money, right, and make something,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make something that people are going to use, and not just use once, but use for periods of time. Like there's certain core essential ingredients you could use to, excuse me, to get a desired effect or for a desired purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those ingredients, they're going to work whether it's approved by my generation or it's approved by a younger generation. Obviously, as the younger generations grow into this, they're all different. It's about flavoring and this and that and blah blah blah, and has it taste like they care more about taste. We talked about it before,
Right.
than what's actually in it. However, that's not my market. My
Yeah.
market is for people that are looking to get desired effects, and I create these products. You want to create a product, to work the way a drug would work, the way a pharmaceutical drug would work. But these are nutraceuticals, so
Mm-hmm.
you get these ingredients that you're able to work with, and if you know how to put them together, and you know how to create a good synergistic blend where they all complement each other
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to some ingredients that they all do the same fucking thing, dude. I see these panels, these ingredient panels that are stacked with these ingredients, and 5 or 6 of them hit the same receptor site. It's a
Yeah.
waste.
Right.
It's like window dressing. It looks good, but
Right.
does it really work? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Anything could look good on paper, so the stuff I designed to be effective.
Right. Well, I gotta tell you, man. Honestly, the Dream Chaser. Every night I sit on the couch. I put a scoop in. I just started off with a half a scoop, and I put a scoop in ice water, and I just kind of sip on it, And then before you know it, nice.
I just
Nice.
shoot it down, dude. I want it to all hit me, and
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, yeah. But dude, there's nights that I'm so tired. I'm too
Yeah.
fucking. Sometimes you just get tired. You get lazy. I don't
Oh,
need it.
yeah.
I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Yeah.
But you don't. You don't realize it until you
Yeah.
don't use
Yeah.
it. You know.
Yeah.
And then I get
Yeah.
up in the morning and I'm up at 5:30. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm still. I didn't sleep good. I should have taken it.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
So before we get on to bodybuilding, because there's a couple of topics that I want to talk about. One thing is, I want to see if we could put a panel together, kind of like we did last year, where before and after for the Olympia. See if we get a couple of guys on that really know what they're talking about. I'll ask. I can't guarantee. I'll ask King, and we could ask Johnny Jackson, and so on and so forth. But a really good panel for the Olympics. The Olympia is only 6 weeks away.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's creeping up.
And not for nothing, the top 5 guys fucking looking good. You see what Samson looks like?
Yeah.
He looks insane. But so I want to see if I could do that. The other thing is so I did that video on Martin Fitzwater, right?
Yeah.
About he got arrested for
So
drug
what?
possession.
What was it? Possession with intent or just possession?
I
And
think it was just
I'm assuming it was recreational drugs, right?
well, let me tell you what happened first, and then I'll get into that. Okay. First of all, what's happening to me is the more popularity I get, the more, and I did not know that this is what happens. And this is why Nick Trigili probably blew up, but I did not know that this is what happens. The more popularity I get, the more people voluntarily give me information, right? They know I'm not going to like reveal who they are. Okay. And they voluntarily send me information, right? Okay, whatever. I do the Martin Fitzwater one. I don't know what kind of drugs they are, so on and so forth. He messages me on yeah on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, like, I don't know who he thinks he's messaging. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. You know, I don't know if he thinks I'm like intimidated.
Tried to tell you about
it wasn't, no, it wasn't like that. He messaged me Nick Trigili 2.0. That's what he messaged me. So like I'm like, all right, how do I answer? Because I immediately wanted to like come back.
What did he mean by that?
Well, I'm like a cheap version.
Because I saw Nick post about it, and then I saw yours after.
Yeah, see, I don't follow Nick. We'll follow because Nick's he's on Rumble now.
I saw him on Instagram. I don't even know what he's on.
On Instagram. Okay.
I just see his Instagram.
So I'm basically a cheap version of Nick Trigili. That's what he's trying to say. So I immediately I immediately wanted to be like, yo, here's my number. If there's a problem, you can always call me. And then I stopped myself and I was like, all right, let me not do that. So hold on 1 second. My wife must be home. The dogs get excited. Anyway.
I had to fart. You wanted to do it off camera.
No. You didn't hear Jolene. She's 8 months old. She barks and the whole house shakes now.
Okay.
But anyway, so I just like, well, let me not do that. I just said, look, man, I don't do the social media back and forth thing. So if you want to come on my podcast and talk about it, you're more than welcome. That's what I said. I never heard anything from him or anything like that. But
he's not here, so I'm assuming he declined.
He didn't say. He didn't say anything.
Oh, so you got a no answer is still an answer.
Right. Yeah. He never, So I'm like, all right. Then I thought about it for a little bit. I'm like, he would never come on. If he's really under charges, his lawyer would tell him, you can't say anything, right? But whatever. But one of the sources I have messaged me. Again, I don't know how true this is, but again, this is just speculation. It's just rumor. I don't know how true it is. I didn't do a second video on it because I don't know this for sure. Right. But one of the possession charges, it looks like it's fentanyl.
Shit.
Yeah. But again, supposedly it was when you look at the charges, it says 1B. Group 1B is a fentanyl charge only.
He lives in Texas, right?
Yeah, only in the statute of Texas.
Yeah, so they have different statutes in different states.
Right. So it says if you look up 1-B in
I'm sure Texas, it's a controlled substance.
Exactly.
Is that A or B class? Is that
Yeah, it says 1-B. So it says possession of a controlled substance.
It's a class 1.
Yeah, possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1-B, which consists of fentanyl, alpha, methylfentanyl, and any other derivative of fentanyl. But again, this is just what was.
How much?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Again, this is just what was sent to me. So that I didn't.
He recently retired, right?
So Martin Fitzwater?
Yeah, or no?
No, he's only 26 years old.
What am I thinking of? I know, but somebody.
I don't know.
Oh, it's the guy that we just had. That we used to have on, Dominic.
Oh no, yeah.
He's young too, and he retired.
But he didn't. Yeah, he's got his head on straight though, Dom. Like Dom is more into, he's married and he's making money, real estate, and he's looking, those are the Italian genes in him. That's what it is.
So Martin Fitzwater turns pro. He competed once, right? He competed
3 times.
last year,
He
right?
competed 3 times. He turned pro in 2020, I believe. He
Got a good
competed.
physique.
He's fantastic, dude. The kid could be unbelievable. And
And around with fentanyl.
in 2021, he did Texas. I don't know how he did, but in 2022, he did the Arnold UK and Texas. And in Texas, he came in second behind Andrew
Second in
Jack
Texas. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
and fourth in the Arnold UK. And dude, that means he was 25 years old. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. He was with Branch and
yeah, they split
those
up.
Guys, right? Oh,
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I speculated that in my video too. But I said, listen, the Branch was on Dennis James's podcast, and Dennis James asked him, and he said, we just went our separate ways. It was nothing like that. But Branch isn't a
Branch ain't gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. I could only speculate, and like I did on the video, that Branch is a very serious guy, and if he's going to give you his time, he probably expects the same in return.
Right.
And if you're dicking around, he's probably not going to want to be bothered. But I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying, I'm just surmising that because he got arrested, and then if you remember, he put his foot in his mouth a couple of times last year.
Yeah.
Talking about Nick and
then apologized after. Right?
Same thing with Andrew Jack. Did Andrew Jack was having visa problems, and he said that he's bitching out. He doesn't want to do the Arnold UK, and then he apologized for that. So, I don't know, but the saddest part is like that line from Bronx Tale. The saddest thing is wasted talent, because this kid could be a top bodybuilder. He's only 25 years old, dude. He's only 26, but coming in second at a Texas Pro behind Andrew Jack at 25. I mean, that means you're on your way. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, honestly, and hopefully the kid gets his shit together and, he straightens out and he gets back into bodybuilding, because he's certainly young enough to. Hopefully this isn't a string of mistakes that he makes, and it's just like, listen.
Well, I don't know what the legal ramifications are in Texas.
I have no idea, man.
But I'm sure
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. But
sure. Something taken lightly.
Yeah. But I just, when you see somebody like that, and I'm sure this happens in all sports, right? I'm sure you have young talent, football well. I'm sure there's plenty of young NFL kids with all the talent in the world that, kind of throw it away or can't handle the fame or make mistake after mistake, think you're untouchable. Who was the guy that shot himself in the leg a few years back?
Burris.
Yeah. Did he?
Mexico Burris.
That's right. He was in the club and he shot himself in the leg.
Yeah. One way to do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah, well, if you're going to shoot anybody.
Fuck you carrying a gun for you in a New York City club?
I know, really. It's and if you're worried, well, that's the biggest problem, right? Is that they think
he has security guards with him.
Oh, yeah. So what do you need? I go, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You pay security guards,
Yeah.
They were there, and he pulls his own gun and shoots himself in the thigh. My
father had a friend who had a 22 in his back pocket and sat on the couch and shot himself in the ass. Jesus. I swear to God. He lived on my block. What the hell was his name? I think his name was Steve. Yeah. His name was Steve.
Dude, I saw your video.
Which one?
About the old guys in the gym.
Oh, tell me I'm not right. Seriously.
So it's funny. You're right. You're right. So, and you were asking, what it's like in the women's room, and I could tell you, because I've known from my girl and other girls I've dated, that it's no different.
Really?
It's these girls that they have. Obviously, there's no shame, past a certain age, and I get it to a certain extent. I think when and here's the best answer I can come up with for the reasoning behind this. Like, you get to a certain age in life and you get to a certain point in life where you don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't give a shit anymore, And these older guys, dude, I saw guys blow drying their balls like with their leg up, like in front of everybody. Like, dude, go in the fucking other, like, they just don't fucking care, and they talk to you while you're doing it. Like, you're not like, dude. And I had said to him, I was like, dude, I love you, but put a fucking towel on. I can't talk to you fucking naked. You know, like, stop it. You know, and
see,
you have to tell them blatantly.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I at work, we all have to take showers before we leave work because it's the sewer. So you want to take a shower, you put your street clothes on, and you go home. Matter of fact, there's a washer dryer that you clean your work clothes there and you leave them there.
Right.
And I'm not ashamed. I get in the shower, I get out of the shower, I dry off. But as soon as I'm done drying off, I put the towel around me, go to my locker, put my underwear on. Like, I'm not ashamed. It's just there's no reason to completely walk around naked and want to have a conversation with all your bells and whistles hanging out. Right. So if anybody hasn't seen, I did a video about men over 60 that are in the locker room and they just walk around naked, and it's never a pretty sight. So I'll make sure that I put the link in the description. But it's this thing that I do called things that annoy me, right? And this is like the third one that I did. One was about people who don't know how to spot, about the kid. Remember the kid that died squatting? This was a few months back. And then I see people in the gym all the time who don't know how to spot. And then I rambled on about one before that. But what happened was this guy in the locker room, he was naked and he was in the locker room, and I was getting changed. I had rode my bike to the gym. When I ride my bike to the gym, I got jeans on and boots or whatever, and I have my backpack and I have my gym stuff in there. So there's no reason to take my underwear off. I don't take my underwear off. I take my fucking jeans off, put my workout clothes on. And this guy is completely butt-ass naked. And he's trying to talk to me because he sees the helmet and the glasses and everything and blah, blah, blah. And he's a close talker at that. Like, he's trying to get near me to talk to me while he's naked. And I had to be like, yo, yeah. I was like, dude, like, respect my personal space a little bit. All right. Just back. I mean, you're naked as it is. You don't have to come near me. I could hear you. And he's like, he goes, oh yeah, it's just habit. I don't mean anything by it. I was like, yeah, I get it. But the thing is, like, I understand you don't care, but everybody else around you cares. Nobody wants to see. And why don't they? They all have fucking hair, like, just crazy.
Well, dude, those older generations, they didn't. Yeah, I've been shaving, right?
Yeah.
Since I've had hair, right?
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I ever let it grow, and even when I was a teenager, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just always never liked body hair, But the generation before me, it was, full blown, dude.
Yeah.
Full blown.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean,
Did you ever go to a public restroom and you still see pubic hair on the seat?
Yeah, that happens to me. Happens to me in the shower all the time.
No, but a public restroom now, because I shave. I'm like, what the fuck? Who doesn't? And you think, because you think everybody does what you do, but they don't.
Yeah.
Who the fuck doesn't shave anymore? But dude, I go to public restrooms and the bathroom and the gym, and there's fucking pubic hair in the urinals. There's pubic hair on the seats. People.
How much fucking ball hair do you have that you unzip yourself and a puff of fucking pubic hair
falls off? Fucking sheds.
Yeah, like I don't
like dog hair.
Dude, I make sure I'm always nicely
Your
trimmed.
dog shed at all?
My dog shed? Yeah. Well, yeah. Jolene is mastiff, so she sheds.
Yeah, Charlie, he gets on the couch and gets up, and there's fucking hair all over the couch.
Yeah,
it
couch drives my wife crazy. But listen,
that's how these old men are, dude. They fucking
apparently. Holy shit! Listen, I make sure everything. My wife shaves my back. I shave, Pepe and the boys. I call him Pepe. I don't know why I call him. You call yours Peter?
No, I don't call him anything.
I call him Pepe. Really? You don't have a name for him?
Pepe's a little Peter. That's why.
Yeah. No. Well, Pepe. I call him Pepe because he's Mexican.
Your dick is Mexican?
Yeah, my dick is Mexican. I figured it out not long ago. because
Cool.
he's not very big, but he gets the job done, and he's always up for working, man. He
There you
is.
go. Oh, all right.
Yeah, yeah,
So he's
always.
named apropos, right?
Yeah, he just keeps going. He just keeps working, man. Like the little engine that could. And then when he gets himself in trouble, he, all of a sudden he no hablo inglés.
Right. No mas, no mas.
Anyway, but even in my butt crack, I use Nair, a shower, the Nair, shower Nair. You put it in there.
Right.
You listen to the you get in the shower, nice. You wait till it tingles a little bit. You get yourself a washcloth, comes right off. And if you wait a little longer and it burns, you get some Neosporin.
Right.
Get some Neosporin in there. Knocks that shit right out.
All right. So let's just move on. I don't need to. Good enough.
All
Good enough.
All right. On to bodybuilding.
Right.
This
That's
weekend, this weekend is the Shuru Classic. Where is the Shuru Classic? Is it in France?
The lineup looks pretty good, actually.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of guys that have been competing in the last, few shows. See, once again, you would think there'd be more people because Nathan Diaz is the only. This is another win for Nathan. I mean, you got Tim Budashame, who came in third in Italy. You have Roman Fritz, Theo Laguerria. I knew he was going to do it because he's from France. He came in third in Spain. He came in third in Spain. Tim Budashame came third in Italy, I believe.
Vlad's not qualified, right?
Vlad.
Yeah.
No, the Impaler. No, I don't think he's not qualified. Is he doing this? No, it doesn't look.
Yeah, he's on there.
Is that him? No, that's not him.
It's not him from Romania?
No, that's not him. Different guy.
Oh.
Yeah, different guy. And well, we'll look him up, but basically that's really it. Those are your only three. Nathan, Tim Budashane, Roman Fritz, Theo. Those that's going to be your top four right there.
Probably Roman and Nathan.
Yeah. Nathan's going to win again because he's just too good. And I kind of look, he figures, listen, I'm in shape. I mean, he, all these shows are by him because he's in the UK. I'm already in shape. I might as well, go out, do these shows, collect fucking paychecks, and then head right into the Olympia, which I don't blame him. But then again, he hasn't really stated if he's going. There's been speculation whether he's going to do the Olympia or not. But I like his game plan. But there's a lot. What happened?
Did Rami backed out?
Rami backed out. He's done. I mean, nobody's saying it, but he's done because even he thinks he's going to come back. These guys don't come back. There's a lot of unspoken retirements in bodybuilding, and there's when you've reached the pinnacle, and you have, even when you haven't, when you're in the whatever, and then you start to decide that I'm going to take some time off, you never come back. We've seen this over and over with Phil and Kai and.
Yeah.
Who else?
Oh, good. I saw Hunter Labrada this past weekend.
Oh, that's right. He guest posed, right?
Yeah.
How do you look?
He looked good.
Yeah.
He actually looked really 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
But he's fucking big, dude. Looks
big,
in good conditioning for 6 weeks out,
yeah. The thing is, though, the top 4 or 5 guys, though, they're on another level, dude.
But he was walking through the crowd, right? And I was at my booth and I watched through, and it looks like next to your normal people, Thanos. Looks like Thanos is walking through the crowd. You know what I mean? Just this big fucking silhouette, dude. Cap shoulders and. He's not the tallest guy, but he's not the shortest guy either.
Right.
So it's an impressive silhouette. But they're just really great shape and he's good with people. You know, he's really good with interacting with people, and
People like, which is a really, really good trait to have, especially in bodybuilding, because and we've talked about this before, but you want your fans to really like you, because this is the only sport where you really can interact with your favorite athlete. And the last thing you want is to have an attitude problem or to be rude or whatnot, and then have that circulate.
right.
Especially on a business level. I mean, he doesn't have to worry because he's Labrada, but any other bodybuilder, on a business level, they better have that attitude, because what supplement company is going to want to pay you if everybody knows that you're a shithead and you got a bad attitude? You're not going to sell any products,
Right.
It is being very personable for a bodybuilder is extremely important. Maybe not on stage, but for business and off stage, and gaining popularity and
Well, any
being able.
sport now too. You know, I mean, now these guys all have their podcasts and social media networks, and they
Yeah.
interact with. So no, I think not just bodybuilding, but I think it applies more to bodybuilding because it's a smaller market,
Right. It's a
and
niche
to
market, right?
rely on that a little more. Where you have somebody like a Travis Kelsey,
Who
like
the hell is that?
really.
Travis Kelsey?
Oh, dude, it's all going down about Travis Kelsey now.
What are you talking about?
He's one of the best tight ends in football. He
Oh,
plays
see, I don't follow
Chiefs,
football. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
and
I'm listening.
two-time Super Bowl champion, and
Right.
he's dating Taylor Swift now.
Oh, yeah.
And he just did a COVID and flu vaccine commercial, and he's pissing off everybody who's like an anti-vaxxer, and for dating Taylor Swift because she's like a Democrat who has been outspoken, about.
What I don't understand about these guys. How old is he?
He's young, dude, but dude, like
Nah, there you go. There you
but
go.
well, no, he's not. He's been in the NFL for a few years.
What I mean by that is what I don't
early
understand
30s,
is what I don't understand is these guys.
and he did a Bud Light commercial too.
Get the hell out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
dear
dude,
God.
who gives a shit?
Well, your fans do. I mean,
Well, but not
football
his.
fans. No, football fans are usually very, very, conservative.
But dude,
Very,
look, and I,
yeah,
and I
very, very.
get it with the transgender girl and that, but what do we want? Boycott Bud Light forever? Like, holy shit, dude, get over it. Fucking get
No,
over it.
no, I can't be on the same page with you on that one, man. I'm sorry. I'm so against this trans thing. It drives me
Dude, I'm
crazy.
against it too, but who gives a shit?
Well, your fans care.
But what the fuck do they have going on in their lives that it consumes them so much?
But it does. I agree with you, right?
But why?
I'm because they're football
I'm
maniacs.
over it. I didn't like the commercial.
Yeah,
I don't
because
drink, so I'm
they're
not about buying.
Do you ever watch NFL? Do you ever watch the NFL fights in the stands? Just Google NFL fights, not Google, YouTube NFL fights. And these people
Yeah,
are
I know.
nuts. These
I
are
know.
crazy football people, like you say,
But dude,
and
who gives a shit?
they do.
And
That's
now
what I'm saying.
they want to blackball, or they want to cancel Travis Kelsey. Like, good luck with that one, dude. Right?
Is he that good? Really?
Dude, he'll catch a
Yeah.
fucking touchdown. He'll catch 3 touchdowns this weekend, and fuck you all, dude. He don't give a shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but the NFL fans are just like
But dude, you gotta remember though,
I
it's
there
not
was
it's a small group of the following, okay,
yeah,
that are into this cancel culture, But the problem is
but
they hold
it's not that end that's canceling. It's the opposite end that's canceling.
no, it's the right extremes that want to cancel Travis Kelsey now.
Yeah, I know, but that's not going to happen.
No shit.
Yeah, but
None of it ever happens.
it's the opposite. No, that's not true. On the left, it happens all the time. People get
It
canceled all
happens
the
on
time.
both sides.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Nobody says anything. Nobody has ever said anything too woke that they've gotten canceled. The people go, yeah, men can have babies, and nobody gets canceled for it.
Oh, well, I don't. Men can't have babies, so
yeah, no, they can't. Yeah, but there are people that say it loud and out there, and they don't get canceled for it. But the opposite, if you speak out against it, oof, and that's why, these people jump on board. I can't. But anyway, but getting off topic. How do we get on this topic anyway? But yeah, man, the crazy sports fans are out of their fucking minds. Just YouTube. And if I do that, like when I'm bored at night, before I found Dream Chaser, I would literally YouTube NFL fights, MLB fights in the stands. The girls too, like they're jumping in it like nuts. So yeah, I understand like your attitudes. My attitudes, I wouldn't give a shit either. But the truth is, those fucking fans.
I got a wife. I got shit to do. I don't give a fuck.
Those fucking fans.
Bud Light, who doesn't drink it? Who gets a vaccine? Who doesn't get a vaccine? I don't give a shit. Go get whatever.
Yeah, the vaccine thing
you want in the world.
Yeah, the vaccine I didn't care about either. To me, that's like that should be. I don't understand why. Like that's up to the person. Like that's that's up to the person. The Bud Light thing, because the trans thing is getting out of control. It's just so it's completely out of control with the drag queen story time. And there's a principal in Oklahoma that is a principal of a public school that's a drag queen, and the teacher in Canada that goes to school with these huge prosthetic boobs. And they equate it with being as equivalent to racism, and it's like no, you're not. Yeah. I guess I'll send you.
You're talking about these are people that are out of their fucking mind.
Yeah, exactly. The best clip I saw was how many.
But for people to take them serious.
Well, the thing is, though, the problem is that they do get hired. There is no canceling. If you speak out about it, it's hate speech.
Dude, the funny thing is, all of us sit here and argue about it, right?
Right.
The corporations are making all the money.
Well, the corporations are cowering though, and they're all in bed together for some reason. Like they should like the whole
because they make money off it.
Well, like for example, right? Like Russell Brand got kicked off YouTube with no charges. Also, it was clearly allegation, and then Rumble said we're not pulling his stuff. He's fine. He could stay here. We're not pulling his stuff. And Russell Brand has had about 6.6 million subscribers on YouTube. Now, if that translates over to Rumble, you're probably looking at maybe 1 million, 2 million people, which is still a big platform, right? Still a huge platform. Burger King pulled their advertising off Rumble because Rumble won't kick Russell Brand off their platform, even though there was absolutely no charges filed whatsoever. There's all allegations. So they seem to be all very much in bed together. And I don't ask me why, right?
So will you eat Burger King?
Yeah. Actually, but the truth is no, I won't. But the truth is that's
my point. So you're going to cancel Burger King? Right?
I prefer yeah, but me canceling Burger King is not the same as Burger King canceling Rumble, And that's how but the thing is, that's how you fight back. Okay, the way a consumer fights back with politics that they don't agree with is don't buy your product anymore, right?
Don't buy it.
So I know really I prefer Wendy's if I eat fast food. Very rarely I eat fast food, but I prefer Wendy's. I don't even remember the last time I had Burger King. But the whole idea was like, look, Bud Light pissed me off. Not that I don't drink beer either, but I would never buy, and I never even bought Bud Light before that. But I just continued not buying it. Right.
I'm not gonna fucking dive in now.
And they say, yeah. And the same thing with Target, like when they started selling the baby suits with dick holes in them for girls or whatever the hell it was, or reverse that. I don't know, but it was so that's how consumer fights back. But anyway, all right, let's get back to bodybuilding. Anyway, okay. The Sherwood Classic is, I mean, I'm gonna cover it honestly. But Nathan's going to win this hands down. There's not even a way he's not going to win it. This is really not, like I said, I read off the top guys already. That's not the same Vlad. That's a different Vlad. But what I really wanted to talk about is the Olympia looks like it's up for grabs. It is not set in stone that Hottie's going to repeat. Not at all.
Well, I think it's Derek's to lose, dude.
And if you see what Derek, and especially Derek and Samson, to me, look the most impressive because they just continue to make improvements. Yeah. And it's not even like, well, Derek didn't compete this year, and it looked like he made the right choice because he looks phenomenal. But Samson too, every time you see Samson, he improves. It's unbelievable. Nick kind of looks the same, don't get me wrong, but he's still a force.
Right.
So those top guys, Hottie, Nick, Derek, Samson, those 4 guys are like on another level. I mean, I've never seen, and it's their X frame, all four of them is fantastic. You know, it's just so phenomenal. Did you see what Samson looks like from the back?
Yeah.
He improved his back so much. It's just like, now you're saying to yourself, okay, Samson, because Samson beat Nick at the Arnold Classic. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to beat him again at the Olympia, but he could very well fight for that, set 2 and 3 spot.
Well, then they're already going to look at him. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and
he's earned a look for that top spot, you know.
And he's he's like 300 pounds, and he's 6 weeks out, and he's fucking looks like he's dialed in, and he's so impressive. His hamstrings, and let me look him up just for the audience sake. I know you saw him already, but let me look him up for the audience sake. Right here. That dude, this was taken what, a couple of days ago?
Yeah.
Look at his hamstrings and his adductors, and how far down his lower back. His back improved, amazing. This was 2 years ago, but look how much his back improved. I don't know what Milos is doing to this guy, but he fucking looks good, dude. And then same thing when you look up.
Look at his triceps from the rear, like the meat.
Yeah, it's insane. And one thing I love. One other thing, obviously your lower back is a big indicator that your back looks good. But one thing I also love about your back is, yeah, obviously you can see the triceps, but if your shoulders are capped off up here and it's not straight across, do you know what I mean? You know, those type of rear like a Justin Rodriguez has, it's just like straight across, you know.
Dude, that's not the rear delt. What you're looking at from the rear, that's his front delt popping up over.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. It just looks
the
so
rear and
impressive.
Side delts, believe it or not, you could see from the front.
Right.
So when you're standing there and you open up, your rear delts will probably make you look wider if you have really good rear delts, which he does.
Right.
He's just well capped, dude. He's put together, from every angle.
It's unbelievable. And then if you go to Derek, what was so impressive to me with Derek was his dude, he's got like an 8-pack. Dude, look at that. 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, it's insane.
And 2 on the bottom, dude. There's 10 there.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what he looks like? Remember that cartoon of Bugs Bunny where Bugs Bunny's got he's wrestling, and he wrestles the guy called the Crusher, and then he poses and just muscles are popping out everywhere. That's Derek Lunsford. It's unbelievable. Let's see if he's got anything else. I mean, he's so. I wish he had no shirt on, but he's just massive with a great V taper too. It's not like he doesn't have, this tremendous V taper. Let's see what his back. Well, this is a couple of weeks ago, right? This was last week. It's just so fucking massive. Come on, dude. That back is ridiculous. That's a billboard.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it'll be a good show, man.
I can't wait. I really can't, because
this is gonna be the year of change.
Yeah. And who was the other guy we were talking about? Nick. Okay, Nick. I mean, let's throw Nick in there. And I think this is going to be the group of guys for a few years to come. I mean, that's him at the Olympia. No.
Nick just looks so impressive in that rear double bicep shot.
It's lights out. That shot's lights out.
That can be the best rear double bicep.
Yeah. There's no question about it. He's just so. Yeah. This is that's a terrible. But this is 6 weeks out. Yes, this was this week. Let's see. His rear double bi is so impressive. It's so grainy and so chiseled. This was what, a couple of weeks out. This was, does it say? I don't know. Even if it's fucking 8 weeks out. Oh, this was a week ago. This is 1 week ago. So this was 7 weeks out. And they're all. It looks like they're all on point. They're all where they should be. You know what I mean, Vern? And then if we got Hadi really doesn't put a lot. This was pretty impressive, but this was 2 weeks ago. Oh, 3 weeks ago. I mean, That's retarded. That's ridiculous. These top four guys, man. I think it. I don't know. This is going to be some fucking Olympia. We were talking about this the other day. There's a part of me that kind of misses a dominant Olympia because you could kind of say, you know, that's our heavyweight champion, like a Ronnie or Phil, you know, or Dorian. But at the same time, I wouldn't trade it in for this kind of Olympia where there's so much good talent and it's so up for grabs. And it's not like there's a lack of talent. You don't know who's going to take it. All four of these guys could be Mr. Olympia, you know, and it's to me, it's I wouldn't trade this in for a dominant Mr. Olympia. Like, you know, you used to go to late 90s, early 2000s. You knew Ronnie was going to win. It's like, yeah, who's coming in second? Right. Same thing with Phil for a long time. You're like,
There
who's
was
coming?
a big, you know, big difference between first and second.
Yeah, right. Where now, you know, and then you know, you still got Hunter, you got Andrew Jacks right behind you. You know, after that is when like those top six guys right there. After that is when it starts really like, you know. But the thing is, the 7, 8, 9, and 10 guys are still quality, right? There's still
but
quality.
there'll be a big difference between like
Huge.
the top 5.
There's no question.
In the second group, you know?
Yeah, there's no question. So it's gonna be. Did you see what Charles Griffin looks like?
No.
He's doing Legion. I gotta text him and see if he'll come on the show after he does the Legion. I don't know who else is doing the Legion. I haven't heard, but dude, watch this. This is look at this. First of all, look at this shot. His side. Look at his waist from this side tricep, and look at that fucking tricep. And look how full his pecs are. This is almost like his waist here almost looks like an Ian Valier side tricep where his waist disappears.
That many full body shots?
Look at this.
Oh, I saw this one.
Yeah.
This was
wow. This was put up a couple days ago. That's fucking impressive. Even though it's not as big and dominant as Derek or Samson, that's grainy, hardcore muscle that's been weight pounding for years.
He's already in shape.
And then this was how long ago? This was about a week ago. So I think he's got, when is the Legion? Next week?
I don't know.
I think the Legion is next week, you know. Yeah, fuck these guys, man. They're no joke, these fucking guys, dude. Like this is the best part. Look at this. I don't think I've ever seen hamstrings like that on anybody. That's like Tom Platt's hamstrings.
Right.
These guys are no joke. The talent pool is tremendous in bodybuilding. And then here's one more back one. But I got to see if I was gonna message him today, but I totally fucking forgot. Not that I'm like great friends with him, but usually if I message him, he'll come on or he'll actually at least message me back or something like that. But yeah, dude, it's a good time for bodybuilding, that's for sure.
Yeah,
looks pretty fucking good.
Are you going?
What, to the Olympia? No, not this year. I'm telling you, the next time I go to the Olympia, it's going to be a booth, large-breasted women, and I want Hell's Angels as I'm gonna need security if I keep talking shit about people.
Might.
You know. Nah, but what about you? What do you think? Out of all those guys we just saw, like, who do you think has the best shot at overthrowing Hottie?
I think it's gonna be Derek.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. But I think
Samson could even bump Hottie down, and
yeah,
I think Hottie's gonna have a tough time for second place.
Yeah. I get
those two top guys. Nothing to take away from Hottie, dude. He's a great physique, great Mr. Olympian. You know, but just classically and aesthetically and shape wise, Derek and Samson just have better physiques.
Yeah.
You know, on top of the muscle, you're not even just counting the muscle, the structure, the symmetry, the flow. They just have better looks,
right,
than Hottie.
Yeah.
Now, again, there's variables that all have to be in perfect harmony.
Right.
They all got to be in top conditioning. They all got to peak right. They all got to pose properly. They all got to present themselves perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
and they all got to be able to endure, what this prejudging is looks like. It's going to be in store for them, because these guys are going to be compared and compared and compared again.
Oh yeah,
So it's
definitely.
not even the ability of bringing the quality physique to the stage. It's knowing what to do to maintain it during the process,
Mm-hmm.
not flattening out, not losing it, not starting to drip sweat and your tan starts fading, like holding their composure, holding the poses, making it look effortless. Presentation, I believe, is going to be a huge factor in this Olympia, just because I believe it's so up for grabs that all these top 5 and 6 guys are all going to get a fair shake.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to find the true winner, and I really believe they're going to be judged. Oh, prejudging could be more time consuming than it's ever been before.
Yeah, that's right. When you got guys
So
this good and this
so
close.
these guys got to know what to do as soon as they walk off stage and go back and forth, and know how to keep that shit going. Not to flatten out, not to soften up, and to stay relevant.
Now here's a question for you that I want to throw at you, and I want your opinion because you've been there. Hadi is from Iran, and he's Mr. Olympia, and it's very difficult for him to promote Mr. Olympia because it's very difficult for him to travel. He could obviously promote Mr. Olympia in the Middle East, right? And on social media, but usually the moral responsibility of the Olympia is to promote bodybuilding as much as he possibly could on the off season, like Ronnie did, and Phil and Jay, and so on and so forth. How much do you think that plays into him winning again? Because do you think politics plays a role? The fact that he can't really travel to promote the sport of bodybuilding, and he is the number one guy.
Um, I don't know, dude. I mean, there. To be honest, Phil Heath um, wasn't very well liked.
Yeah.
Even during his reign as Mr. Olympia, he had his hardcore fans,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't a real people pleaser. Kai Green had more popularity, than Phil Heath. And Phil
Mm-hmm.
Heath, beat him every time. Lee Haney, who won 8 Mr. Olympias, I think was only on the cover of Muscle and Fitness once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
So the promotion side of the sport is one side of it, but I think when you show up that day, the best guy's going to win,
Yeah.
regardless of
Because he doesn't speak English. His social media is written in his language. He never has. You can hit translate. Whatever. I get it, but it's never. My take is, I don't think it will affect the judging, but I think they wouldn't cry if he lost. Put it that way. That's
oh,
that. That's
oh,
that's because when Steve Weinberg is the head
but
judge.
if that's the argument, they could have given it to Derek last year and nobody would have
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
nobody would
Yeah,
have complained.
100%.
I don't know. I'm not. Knock your conspiracy theory shit off. Come on, dude. Knock it
Come
off.
on, dude. I gotta do it because this is what
You
people
don't
want to
got to
hear
do
and
it.
talk. I
People want
gotta,
real talk.
I
This is real
gotta,
muscle talk.
dude. The world's flat, bro. I'm telling you, man. Well, cruise ships know it too. They got to turn around,
They
come
do.
back.
They do. They go to the end
Oh,
and they just got to turn
yeah.
around and come back.
But what I do like about this Olympia is that, like I said, that goes into question. But I think pretty much what I said is, I don't think it's going to affect them, but I think they're not going to cry a river if he loses. I think they're going to be like, it kind of helps, right? But at the same time, there are other aspects. Like now you get the Nathan Regan rubber match,
Right.
right? Who
Well,
can who could
no.
really beat who? But these guys might. How do you think Regan's going to do in the top 10?
See, I don't think Regan's going to make a top 5 or top 6 showing this year.
No, definitely not. And I don't think Nathan is either.
He has some fine tuning to do.
Yeah.
All the potential in the world for in a couple of years, possibly
right.
there. I said that before, and I am a fan. But he's got work to do,
Right.
Between the rubber match and him and Nathan, dude, at the end of the day, like the Olympia is a different show. It's they could play rubber match in these smaller shows, right? But the Olympia, there's going to be a distance between Nathan and Regan.
Yeah,
it won't be as tight as you think it's going to be.
No, I agree. But do you think
walk away? Look, I don't care what smaller shows you beat me at. If I beat you at the Olympia, I'm the better athlete that year.
Right. So that's do you think there's a portion of Nathan, because Nathan was really upset when he lost to Regan in Spain? Was it Spain? Yeah, Spain, right? Something like that. Do you think there's a part of him that's like, okay, I can get my I really want to beat Regan at the Olympia. Like I really want to place higher than him because he doesn't, in his head, he's like, he did not deserve that win.
So I mean, I don't know what Nathan, thinks or feels or whatever, but as an athlete, you always want to beat guys that placed ahead of you. It's just nature of the beast. I think it's going to boil down to Nathan's going to want to fight for the highest spot he could possibly get, not thinking about Regan. However, I'm sure it's going to be his mind like I better place ahead of Regan at the Olympia. Because then it makes a better argument for him for the rest of the year that he was a better athlete that day. He's a better competitor that day.
Now, here is another question that nobody talks about. And if I was one of these guys, it would probably bother me. And I don't know why it bothers. I don't know why people aren't talking about it. But Hadi and Derek have the same trainer, 1 and 2 in the Olympia, and possibly it could be 1 and 2 in the Olympia again. Wouldn't, as a competitive athlete, wouldn't you want like us against them? Isn't there a part of you that's like, oh, my trainer is training my enemy here. He's training my competition for the greatest bodybuilding title in the world. Wouldn't you want the attitude of like when it was Phil and Ramrod, and then it was Ramrod. And then it was Kai and George Farah, and it was like us against them. But in here, Ramrod,
it was different because they came from different camps, right?
Right. But Derek and Hadi come from different camps.
Chad Nichols trained same athletes in shows.
Chris but it was yeah, I get it, but it was different.
You're thinking it's different because it's 1 or 2, but as a top Olympia, you want everybody at their best. You want to win with everybody at their best.
Yeah.
So, it's not like it's not like he can't get in shape with anybody else.
Right.
This is just who they work with. Hadi could go to a different camp and still deliver the same physique. There could be another way, an alternative route, which might be better for him. Who knows? But at the end of the day, they're both coming in peak conditioning.
Yeah, but would it bother you? Because you've been on that stage. Would it bother you if you were this close to winning the whole thing and your trainer was training the number 1 guy that you had to beat to get to that crown?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if he's showing favoritism over him, and I'm not getting
but even if he's not
from my coach that I would demand, then I think something's up.
Even if he's not, he's got to like.
But it makes no difference to Hani. Who wins? He's the
right. But as the competitor, I'm talking about Derek and Hadi. Obviously, Hadi doesn't care. He's
against he's against himself more or less. And again, like you want to beat him at his best. You want to know I won this Olympia at my best. You were at your best.
Right.
Shit. You can't say shit.
I think, in my opinion, just me. This is me. I wouldn't want the same coach as the guy who I have to beat to win it all.
So there's a way around that. You know what I mean? There is a way around that. You don't use the same coach.
Yeah. Right.
So your answer would be no. It doesn't bother them because they're still with the same coach.
You're a smart guy, man. Shit. I wouldn't want like I would go with somebody else. I don't know who.
But dude, both of them
Obviously.
had great success, and it's working for them. They're not
Yeah.
going to. They're not going to change it now.
But think about it, like you're backstage and he's helping you put your protein on. Then you got to run over to the other guy, help him put his protein on. He's like, you're in your hotel room. You got to wait for him, but he's at the other guy's hotel room telling him what to do.
I'm sure they have. I don't think backstage putting their oil and tan on. They have people for that.
Yeah, they got the broads in the Olympia. They got a bunch of broads backstage. Yeah, they do it. Yeah, they do a nice job too. The broads.
Right.
No, but that would bother me a little bit. I'd be like,
I mean, and like I said, if there was favoritism one way and you weren't getting the attention that you deserved, or you saw it going a different way,
yeah,
I could get it. I get the argument, but then you go to somebody else. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
It's a quick fix.
Yeah, right.
A quick and easy fix, and I'm sure there's 4 or 5 top trainers in the industry right now that would love.
Oh yeah, waiting.
That would love to get their hands on either one of those guys, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, the thing is that with Hardy, it's rough because Hardy barely speaks English and he's not over the US. But with Derek, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of guys, kind of like chirping in his ear a little bit.
So Hardy ain't going anywhere, obviously, and for those reasons,
Right.
But Derek has showed continued progress and he's climbing that ladder. I don't think Derek's going unless something happens. Derek's not going anywhere either.
Yeah, obviously. He's obviously not, right? Because he's 100%. There's no question. But
so what we got out of this conversation was that you have insecurities. It would bother you. Derek Lunsford doesn't have these insecurities because obviously it doesn't bother him. He's still there.
Oh, speaking of insecurities, I have to show you.
I would care less. I really wouldn't care less.
Really? You would care less?
I'd be like I said, that if I didn't think I was getting my attention that I needed, or he wasn't getting back to me with changes I need to make, I get the argument, but no.
Yeah, I would get somebody else, and I would get somebody who talks shit too. We're gonna fuck you up. Anyway, listen to this. Look at this. My nephew, right? My nephew sends me.
That's not your nephew, dude.
I know. My nephew sends me a where are we here? Move out of the way. He sends me a that's my dogs playing with me.
Oh.
Yeah, very nice. My nephew sends me a filter.
I saw that.
And he goes, try this. And it popped up on my phone, and I was like, I got to put this on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, that won't get flagged.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to be careful with stuff like this now.
That's all right. You know what's even funnier is the fact that it's not the same color as my face.
Right. If it was, it'd be much smaller.
Yeah. I told you his name is Pepe,
Right.
Anyway, dude, that was a fabulous conversation because you're a fabulous person. Right. And when is how are the girls doing? How much longer they got with soccer? They got a lot more to go, right?
Sammy's still they're like in the middle of their high school, season. And then we start up at the academy, I think in 2 weeks, just with our training. Jaden's already in her season, and she plays for the middle school team. She made the middle school team.
Really?
Yeah. It's a 6th grader, so she's playing with 7th and 8th graders, and she's doing well. They're doing good.
All right, cool. Because when we have time, we got to hang out again because we had fun last time.
Yeah, dude, we got to book something. It's every weekend now.
No problem. Nobody's going anywhere. Believe me. Now that the weather's getting shitty, whatever. Even if we just go by your house or whatever, and then
you can see the kitchen that took 10 weeks for them to fuck up and clean up and fuck up again, and now it's finally done. And
matter of fact, my wife had to call the homeowners insurance because the rain we had for 3 days.
Oh shit!
Started seeping through the front of the front entrance, but we're side door people. We're not front door people.
Do you have a basement?
Yeah, never a problem with the basement. Never ever a problem with the basement. But it was in the front. Oh, fuck. And you can see it coming through the sheetrock. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, hopefully. I tell you, it never ends with a house, man. It's just there's always something to fucking fix. Right. Anyway, brother, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you
right.
very much. Appreciate it,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Always a pleasure. We'll talk soon.
You got it, brother.
All right, later.